Chuggalos, welcome back to the last day, day 24 of the Brew Crew podcast Advent calendar for 2024. I am once again joined by Chuggalo Mike. Chuggalo Mikey, say hello to the people.
Hey people, last day, last time you'll see me this year, so take it all in.
This is fantastic. I haven't watched anyone else's videos for like the last 5 days because I've been on the road. So I want to make sure that we've got our recording equipment. I've got new headphones in. Mikey, we were testing this for a little bit. We're going fancy. I don't want to spend 6 or 7 minutes explaining to you guys why the last episode didn't work.
What?
Things worked. No, I'm not saying for us. You were telling me about other people's. All right.
I got you.
Today's episode is Tripping Animals. JT and I purposefully moved this beer from the Goblin Mode double IPA, and we moved Tripping Animals in collaboration with 450 to this sour ale. You know, all the talking, we didn't look it up, so I'm going to guess it's 6%, and it's a sour conditioned ale with cherry, red raspberry, ice cream, and vanilla. We just looked at that 5 minutes ago. This is, I'm going to say it ahead of time, and you know what? I'm going to load the deck against myself. This is going to be a perfect beer.
He's going with the 5.0, even though it has vanilla in it.
And, well, we had a vanilla beer together, and it had 4 different times of...
And you gave it a 3, so calm down.
It was not very good. I only got 2 of the vanillas, and as my pregame, I'm having a Central Waters, probably the best brewery in Wisconsin. The Satin Solitude, Imperial Solitude. So that's my pregame. That's what I'm warming up with. So, Chuggalo Mikey, what's been your highlights thus far? Well, before the crack, I just want to know.
I mean, this one is by Collab by 450 North, but it doesn't say if it's an XL or an XXL or an XXXL.
It's just a collab.
So it's a collab, but they did it. So looking at the Untapped from the pictures, it looks like a thick one. So those ones we've rated very highly. So those all have had over 4.0s. We're rolling it, even though it doesn't say to roll it, but we know how the fruit goes.
That's what you got to do.
That's what you got to do. You got to get it in there. Otherwise, it sticks to the bottom.
We're going to go with I got a prime. I got a primer. You ready?
Try it.
3, 2, 1. Oh, we're way off.
Really? But that sounded great to me.
Maybe I'm delayed.
All right, you asked me what my highlight, and I think it is these sours. You told me that I was gonna hate them, but I like the slushies. It's just like drinking fruit juice. Like, this is so ridiculous. It looks exactly like the 450 North that we had day 3. That is thick.
So I'm glad you've qualified. So you like the slushy sours. So you are not a sour fan anymore. You've transitioned from that part in your life, but you like the slushy sours.
I don't mind them once in a while, but I can't drink them like you guys do.
So there's sours and then there's slushy sours. There's a wide berth to them. So you like the slushy sours that have a little bit more volume, viscosity to them, but you don't like the Berliner Weisses or just like Lambics or whatever.
Right. That's what I gave you for beating me in the football bet. So I hope you enjoy those.
They're done. Sorry, Stacey. They're downstairs in the fridge right now.
There was one I gave you that had Skittles in them. That was the recommendation at the bottle shop I went to get them to you. So I hope you like them.
Do you have any, while we're in the, because JT will watch this, do you have any smack talk? Because you're going to play against him in the 3rd place game in our league.
Oh, are we going? Well, he's beat me last year, so he'll probably beat me again. My court QB's out, so, good luck to both of us.
All right, we'll have to work on your smack talk because I don't
have any smack talk for him.
That was terrible. This beer, man, I'm going to be tough to get it to a 5. It's too subtle.
It reminds me of the one we had yesterday, very very recently, right? That was another sour.
There's not any coconut in this. Don't say that. There's no coconut.
Yeah, I said the other one. If you did sans coconut, yeah, you're right. It's not as sour. It's very slushy, but I think the vanilla probably mutes some of that out.
All right,
This was made by ice cream.
Maybe the ice cream is what ruined it because ice cream is terrible.
I don't particularly like dairy products in my beer. So just so you know. Oh, I thought you weren't gimmicking. Here we go.
I wasn't, but here's here's all of our scores sans the tripping animals. So that's all of our scores. I don't have anyone else because again, I'm on the road. I don't have time or the ability to listen to I know Chuggalo Smoke Show has sent me a couple of them. So again, Mikey has said he's a very conservative scorer. His highest score by far was the sweater weather, which was the sour.
Okay, Drecker.
Mikey, is this better than sweater weather?
Absolutely not.
No, it's
I cannot score this higher than the sweater weather. And I don't even think it's higher than the 450 North on day 3.
Okay, is this higher than Southern Ohio, the regular?
Yes. Okay,
that's
I think that was my lowest score of the whole thing, and that's Phil explained it pretty well why I don't like it. It's apparently that coffee flavor comes from the burnt malt or the burnt.
Yeah, it was
barley.
It was incinerated. It wasn't burnt. It was incinerated.
All right, so now I know. Now I can tell that to people why I don't like it. Like you actually screwed this up.
You know what the best part about this beer is because of what we had last night, and I'm going to keep this up because I'm going to roast myself, kind of like that coffee.
You are
the best part of this beer compared to last night was there's no coconut in this beer. That's the best part of this beer.
True. I still don't mind it. It's like you can tell like this is. I mean, if you look at the rim of that glass, it's still some strawberry or whatever is in here, raspberry and cherry.
That's honestly quite the rim job that you're dealing with over there.
You're jealous.
I am not jealous.
Look at that. That's just sticking to the glass. I don't even think my washing thing can get rid of that. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna have to hand wash that.
I don't get the cherry. I get the red raspberry.
It's a little raspberry, yep. But because cherry is when you're A tier fruits or S tier fruits, as you would say, right?
Yeah. I'm with Sethicus or Cethery, as you say. Like darker fruits are better. Okay. Both these fruits are S tier fruits. They don't win the day. Like, is it too much ice cream? Too much vanilla? Like just relying on.
I think raspberry ice cream is probably delicious, but now you add sour to it, and you add one of those wild.
No, they're
weird.
They're sour by themselves.
Yeah, but you think that I'm not sure how it's made. I got wild yeast. Or do you think it's the fruit that makes it sour? Or do you think it's the yeast that makes it sour? Right?
Yeah. No, it's not the fruit that makes it sour. This fruit gives it volume and flavor.
That's what I thought. So that's why I'm saying it's probably a strange combination.
It's not a bad beer. We switched this beer, JT and I, on purpose.
Yeah, and then you did double sours. I mean, at least it wasn't coconut.
At least it wasn't coconut. So yeah, JT likes to name our videos or whatever. This video would be at least it's not coconut. Man, this is.
I was really hoping to get to a 5 this season, and you had me excited. You're like, this is definitely gonna be a 5, and I was like, I could see that.
And I didn't look till we were doing pre-production and doing like a tech check on some of this stuff, and we're not gonna get there. This is not a 5.
Embrace the unexpected and the delightful fusion of flavors. That's what it says.
I was hoping that it would be expected to be amazing.
Check it out.
It's a good beer, but I mean, it's not a Tripping Animals blowout.
It's not your coffee sour that you so much love.
That coffee sour was good. You like that beer.
Let's check out what Seth has going on here. Advent calendar 424. Merry Christmas, nerds. A delicious, delightful smoothie to end the calendar with. And it even has Tina on the label. Tina, eat your food.
Do you get the reference? We've got a lot of young viewers that won't get that reference.
Yeah, all the young viewers. You got another subscriber. You guys are rolling.
That's a Napoleon Dynamite because the llama in Napoleon Dynamite is named Tina. Tina, come and get your food.
Yeah, it's got Tina, and it's got like an icy.
A gingerbread stout. No way. Somebody did. Oh, that's the entire brewery. Okay.
So this is all Tripping Animals, which it's from Florida, and it has almost 500,000 check-ins. And then their top rated is another Imperial Stout. So there you go, more Imperial Stouts all the way down.
Here, the top 5.
Go
back to another Imperial Stout.
Don't mix that with sour. That sounds gross. And it's up for your review, the nice website that will hurt your eyes.
Okay,
that place looks awesome.
So this is in Doral, as we've talked about before on the podcast. Originally, they started in Venezuela, and they moved to the United States because they were very interested in the craft brewery operation. We did a deep dive after the coffee stout that they did a couple of years ago. They're fabulous in what they do. Obviously, they're reaching out. So being Doral, which is Miami, the greater Miami area, they went and they've reached out. They've done collabs with Drecker. They've done collabs with 450. Sorry, Stacy. So they're going after breweries that have a history of putting beers together that don't make sense, be it smoothie sours or being it IPAs. The beer that we always laud or talk about was a coffee sour that was just, again, something that it was a Morning Colada was the name. And it was just a fantastic beer. And look at them, just like, again, just a cool, we're going to make a risk. And their signature icon is the oval eye that's half open, a yellow eye and they put it on their animals there. You can see it. All of their animals have that half open eye.
They do make IPAs. Next year, I would like an IPA from them.
It's like getting a 450 IPA. It's just like
I want it though. I want to try it. That's some A+ can art though.
Yeah, it is. It's just all of their animals have that like half baked
sleepy eye, yeah, because you can see here on the can right here.
Yep, and that's their signature. That's their fleur de lis.
Because the animals are tripping, obviously.
Yep.
So I wanted to point this one out. After Seth, there was a guy that had one of these beers that he checked in this place that I don't know, so I had to click on it.
Hey, Mikey, can you pronounce that place? Because for the viewers,
it's Dorothy Lighthouse, yeah.
Dorothy, he nailed it. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you agree.
That was it's actually the guy that had that was Zajac, who is the host of Icelandic Wheel of Fortune, named after Pat Sajak, but that guy was just Zajac.
Cheers, Zajac.
Cheers, Zajac.
That's some good on the fly trivia for you.
Well, that's just what I know. I'm just good with Icelandic game show hosts.
The Icelandic trivia brought to you by the Brew Crew podcast. Tune in for more.
I think there's only like 375,000 people in the country of Iceland, so it's not a lot of people.
Awesome.
They're very proud people. So after going from the stout to the sour, it makes me way more appreciate one.
So which one do you like more? Yes, that's
the sour. The sour.
Okay.
That stout's a very it would take a lot for me to weigh one or the other. So
yeah, they're hard to compare side by side, and I can't believe you did that. You already ruined your palate with the sour.
No, I'm having a great palate. Okay.
Okay.
Before we get into the scores and everything, I told, long story short, we were going to do a wraparound episode where we were going to be together for this one. I was like, I'm tired. I want to go back to the hotel room.
60 minutes away from the wraparound episode, but
60, and then it would take an hour, and then I was going to be very long. But so anyways, we still made it happen. I just want to do a special shout to a lot of people. First and foremost, Sarah, Chuggalos Sarah, and the Barrel House for 4 years in a row, knocking it out of the park. This is going to go down. I'm just gonna judge Mikey, Chuggalo Mikey. There's 4 of us that have been involved from the start, and I apologize. There might be more. So Chuggalo Mikey, myself, JT. Chuggalo Stev, Has Phil been involved? There's not a lot of us because that first year I think there was 4 or 8 of us. I know that, double. So thank you, Chuggalos Sarah, for putting up with all of this because it's been a riot. You've knocked it out of the park. This is going to go down as the best year on average score, on just hitting where we wanted to be. I'm just going to build up that Kolsch. Everyone's going to be like, oh, that was, that Southern Ohio was the salt that made us appreciate the sweet. You did quite a good job. So Barrel House and Chuggalo Sarah, thank you. Chuggalo Better Matt for giving both JT and I a lot of confidence and creative feedback. And Chuggalo Mikey and I were talking about Ash, which was the collaboration between the Brewing Project. By the way, JT, that's from Eau Claire. Humble Forager is from Rochester, Minnesota. And they actually have the highest rated Humble Forager beer right now in the store at Barrel House. So I'm going to be down there soon. Other thanks, everyone. All the 20 Chuggalos that ordered the advent calendar, that was awesome. The Chuggalo party that we had, flying pizza, Chuggalo Maya, I forget what she took because behind the bar we had a hat, a koozie, and what was the other thing that we gave away? So Chuggalo Maya,
openers.
thank you. Openers, that was she took the opener. Matt took the koozie and Sarah took the hat. I might be wrong on that. I hope they challenge me on that. There's just a lot of moving parts that happen to this every year. So we did 20 this year. The hope is that we do 24. Chuggalo Sarah's going to be listening. Chuggalo Better Matt's going to be listening. 24 is the magical number, Mikey, because that's a case. If we go more than that, then we have to order 2 cases. So it's either 24 or 48. 48 would be a lot of work, a lot of delivery, so I'm hoping for 24 next year.
Yeah, we might have to make a 2-day event if we do 48.
A 2-day event, Chuggalo Sarah. Wouldn't that be great, Chuggalo Better Matt? There'd be some hotels that I would like to stay at down there, and we would just make it a 2-day event. That'd be incredible. I think they would run out of inventory. We burn them out of a lot of inventory.
Yeah, we could shut the whole place down and and have that for ourselves if we brought 48 people. I guess we'll
just have like Chug Fest or Chuggalo
Fest.
Just
put a sign on the door, closed for private event.
Closed for the privatest event of all time. If you're a Chuggalo, you'd have to be like, what's your favorite episode?
You have to have a secret password.
But Chuggalo Mikey, any let me ruminate. You do some of the heavy lifting. What do you think about like these last 24 days?
This is a great time if you want to be part of the 24 or 48 next year. Give Matt or JT a ring. I'd like Matt's outshouted to all the people that I also agree with, but I would like to also outshout to Matt and JT. So thanks for inviting us on the journey. And here's to Advent calendar number 5 next year.
Advent 5. We'll have to come up with some new gimmicks because everyone stepped it up. Chuggalo Stev with the intro. That intro is better than Mothership.
That was nice.
That's a better than a Mothership. He's going to have to come up with a new creative. He's running out of things after 24 days. None of his episodes are listed the same. Bobby and Frankie killing it on the shorts.
Yes, I think they're those are awesome to watch.
I think they're up to 13 billion views in 24 days. I don't know. No one knows who the BCP is. People know who Bobby and Frankie are going to be like a segment on the Tonight Show.
Yeah, you're going to have to add them in weekly. Ship them beer just to see their review.
Still teaching up, the Chuggalos on, the difference between an amber ale and a Kolsch and a lager and a sour. Like just
I've learned so much this calendar.
It's just the best time of year, and it's the holidays, be it Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Festivus, all of that. I've got a lot of problem with Festivus. You peoples, and you guys are gonna hear it. Like that's Festivus. Like it's just it's an important part, and we're doing this episode distance, and as like Mikey threw a barb out. Like I was 60 minutes away from recording this episode with him, but I didn't have my thoughts and feelings and everything. And then I get here, I was like, I need time. I get here and I was like, I'm just gonna do it on the fly.
Yep. Then he went to church and now he had all his thoughts together. Praise be with us.
Yeah. Peace be with
and
you.
I agree with you. This is the best 24 set we've had. So and
it's
the
not
cheapest,
close.
That's great. That's awesome.
It's not the highest. There might be the lowest.
We haven't had there's been a lot of 5.0s from other folks, but
yeah, not from you though. Are you tipping your hand? You're not going to give a 5 on this one. I'm trying to
I already told you it was lower than day 3, which is
lower than day 3.
But there's not a 5.
It's higher than day 2.
That's true. Nothing. I don't think we could get a day 2. Although if you load up some smoke show videos, you can get some zeros in there.
It was her favorite. I will put her video again. I apologize, Chuggalos. There's a lot of people that are sending me videos and stuff like that. It's just tough for me to do it. Not on my and traveling all the time.
I told you we should do a advent calendar in June. And you won't have any. You won't even have these excuses.
It's so much work. June.
Just once a year is probably good, but
I'm going on vacation.
Christmas in July. How about that?
We thought about it because after year 2 we had a lot of fun doing it. Like it'd be fun, or just like a banger 6-pack or something like that.
It's probably good once a year. I saw the Steph video where he was like, you know what? I'm sick of drinking a beer every day, and I'm right there.
Did he see you've been loyal and been watching all the videos. Like I just haven't had. But he just said, I'm sick of drinking a beer. Like,
yeah, he just wants a day off. So it's good once a year thing.
I'm glad he said, because he stuck to it too. So for me, this is 4 years in a row, 96 days or 96. I haven't missed one. I've
on time every time.
How many different? Yeah, it's just
Yeah, I was doubling up on some of those. I was cheating.
But it's important for me to deliver it to the 146 now.
I think
BCP
it was 147. I saw earlier.
147. Today. We went up.
I think so. You're gaining every day. You said every day.
Forward, onward, and upward. I think my
149. Look at that. Just through the
149.
Yep.
Peace be with you, new Chuggalos. I was handing out koozies in the communion basket.
You're gonna need 149 next year.
Yeah. Hey, I would, if I will speak for JT and I, if we get 149 advent calendars, Chuggalo Sarah,
so many.
Chuggalo Better Matt, can you support 149 calendars? And that would be a 2-day event.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
There's no way. Math in public, if they did 7 shorties, 749, 700 plus, it's like 14,620 or 1462 on. Anyways, I don't know if it works out.
We better
Someone's going to figure out
before the kids get home.
Nope. I'm going to keep at it, but I'm fine. I mean, we'll stop recording.
I want to know what your score is.
We're still going to keep hanging out.
That's what I want to know.
I'm still ruminating. I'm giving we're not going to go to Phil JT level on the episode, but we're getting there. I've got thoughts. You go first. This is my podcast and my advent calendar, so
it certainly is. All right, so you want my score? Well, I told you
I do want your score.
It wasn't the 4.25 that I gave day 3. I would say it's a little notch below that. But it is above. It's still good. I mean, like I said, I don't appreciate the vanilla and cream in my beer. As we noted yesterday, I think the coconut was the star yesterday, but the vanilla is probably the star today. So I'll still give it a 4.0. It's still a good beer. It's still it's still a 450.
Okay,
but I'm not gonna go through the roof with it.
All right, so let's just I'm sharing the screen right now.
Yeah.
So I'm lower than Chuggalo Mikey on this. So he gave it a 4.
Impressive.
and I already wrote it. I gave it a 3.75. He's
Wow.
right. The ice cream dilutes everything. I've not ever given an ice cream beer a 5. There's too much sugar, stuff like that. Like too much like
Very sweet.
artificial sweetness or whatever. Like this is well below. It's above the coconut beer for sure. The coconut beer delivered in being a Caribbean cocktail. Cocktale, not
Yeah,
Tail. Like a normal
Stev called
cocktail.
that name out too. I thought it was funny.
God, I need to watch these episodes. I wish I didn't have all the things.
Well, when you get back this weekend, you're just gonna have to binge them all.
So, well, I've got a little bit of free time. So that gush your mouth, and then it went downhill from there. Like that Adhara, like, and I'm missing a lot of scores or whatever. But
So if you know what you know now, what would
Yeah.
you put? What would you put as the last one? Would you put that XXL or would you put Drecker at the end?
ooh, I would probably go back to
If you wanted to end on a high note, like you,
Yeah.
this was the whole purpose of this. We thought this one was going to be the best, right? Or
Yeah.
no, 14th was the best. This was still a good one.
Yeah. So the 14th was supposed to be the high note or the most conversation piece. I feel like that works with the high grav beers, especially on the weekend, because we have the opportunity to, and we did the vertical on for BCBS, which
that was fun.
you can't do a vertical of the other things. I would have done, I think the winner is going to be, and I'll ruminate on this, but Mikey put me on the spot, which is good. I think the sweater weather.
He'll probably go over this on Monday too.
I think the sweater weather beats.
So the Drecker was the all-star this
I
season.
think. It's 1 and 1A. Like
it's hard to say just because, when you have this many people with this many pallets, there's 20 different people. Like some people give things higher and lower. So you can't, home run everybody, but
yeah, which is it's a surprise but it was going to be a 450
just one of those top tier breweries.
Is that Fuji the surprise though for me? The Fuji's probably the surprise.
You're the one with the spreadsheet. I don't even remember that one. I
the
remember the name.
Do I have to share again?
It was that was the one with the waffle, right? No, you didn't even notice the speaker was a waffle. That was the coolest part.
Yeah. I don't do a can art. That's the other guy's segment.
The other guy.
That barrel aged. That's funny. He'll get to that and he'll laugh.
Yeah.
That brown ale, that fretboard.
Okay.
That's probably going to be my biggest surprise because the other beers I would have expected to deliver. That fretboard for me. For you, it was the middle of the road. And then you had the sweater weather.
It was just because of the maple, I think. I'm not a fan of maple. And
it was probably one of my favorite the sour coconut helped us pump up the previous episode on the YouTubes. God, there are so many bangers.
Lots of data to go over. So, I'm excited to hear about it on Monday.
So many videos. Oh yeah, JT's not going to get that done ahead of time. There's so many people that only scores. Katie. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people, and there's people like Yo-Yo and stuff. I didn't, but he was checking into his stuff on Untapped.
Yeah, you could actually go back on Untapped and put it down.
Oh man, it's work. Christmas is tomorrow. There's a couple of days left. We have a couple of highlights down on this end of the state. What do you look forward besides the Advent calendar? Like, what's the high point for Chuggalo Mikey to look forward to? Like in December, the Christmas, the holiday area, be it Hanukkah, Festivus.
The holiday season, I'm just kind of a Grinch. I always enjoy when the Chuggalos come visit. Other than that, I like to see my godchildren and all the fun that comes with that. But usually I have to work through it anyway, so it's not too exciting for me. I don't do the whole Festivus thing with my house in red and green or anything. So nothing exciting here.
My favorite thing is driving to all of the different events.
I knew it. I knew it.
It's-
But I
it's
do like
just
I
like
do like the time off and hanging out.
the road experience and driving hours and hours to places, all the places.
See, I've been led to believe he didn't like driving for 10 hours at a crack.
It's an absolute secret.
See, now I know. Now I know. Now you're gonna come visit me every month, right?
Yes, comma. I found out that
right by.
this is all I did pack the Christmas brick. So I
Ooh,
do
good,
have my
good.
KMFDM
You
hoodie.
you should show that off sometime. People don't know. People want to see the Christmas brick.
I will. KMFDM, people wearing KMFDM is bad in the news right now, so I'm gonna give it a week or two.
Yeah, don't bring that one up.
I
bought that before that.
My last question, and we're gonna wrap this up like a good holiday, because Saint Nick is on his way. We already went over best beer, worst beer. We already know worst beer.
I think the Santa tracker's in full effect.
It is. We've been have young daughters. It's on my phone all the time today.
Awesome.
What's your biggest, because this is going to be your year end. This is going to be the last that people see of Chuggalo Mikey till last year, probably. What is your big beer prognostication for the next year? Like, what do you think is going to be the movement in beer?
The movement in beer. Wow, that's a wild question. I've never been asked that
Right?
before. I think everything's kind of on the downswing in the craft beer world. Most of the things when I go to the craft beer aisle, I see seltzers, I see THC beers, I see all these other different gimmicks. So they're always on the move for the different gimmicks. So I think they probably just continue with what we have. That they might try and mix some styles, like they mix the musical styles, but I don't know how much further you can go with what they've done. Maybe the barley wines will start to pick up. Those are always a favorite on the podcast, but there's not many out in the wild, so I'd like to see more of those.
Chuggalo Mikey has always been the optimist of our 30+ year relationship. So the fact that he thinks barley wines are going to be, I hope. Peace be with you. I hope that barley wines are the case. I think there's going to be more coconut, and I am just obscenely upset. I don't know what Big Coconut is doing. I don't know. They're permeating so many different beer styles.
Big Coconut. How about more mead? How about more mead? That's what I want.
Mead is a struggling or up and coming, because it's gluten-free. Mead because it's honey. So that makes sense because everyone has celiacs or fibromyalgia or whatever, like a goofy thing that's happening.
You're gonna get canceled. Watch out.
I'm gonna get canceled.
Not goofy. It's not goofy.
JT, it's all on me that I'm getting canceled. But that's gonna be it for day 24.
All right, you gotta stop sharing so you can see our awesome faces when we end this.
Yeah, we're gonna end this. But Chuggalo Mikey, I'm gonna give you closing thoughts, and then I'm gonna close with mine.
Well, I think we've already discussed most of it. Well, thanks for the awesome 24 days, and we'll see you again next year.
Chuggalos, everyone. My battery's low. It just rang in my ear. These 24 days, it's a labor of love. It means a lot. Thanks for struggling and coming through this journey with all of us. It was less work getting all these calendars to everyone, but it was much more fun delivering all of this enjoyment to all of you guys. Again, shout to Barrel House, Chuggalos, Sarah, Better Matt, and everyone being a part of this journey. So thank you. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Festivus, all of that. God bless. Cheers.
Happy holidays.